The Joplin City Council considers a new scooter program. We'll tell you about the program in Carthage that's already underway. Also, Jasper County authorities investigate a fire in Carterville, Missouri. And health officials in Newton County report cases of a COVID-19 variant.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
COVID-19 variants are popping up in southwest Missouri and rural parts of Kansas. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Chris Warner, in for Dow Quick. In Newton County, the UK and Delta variant have shown up in the area's sewage system. Newton County Health Department says that there have been 2 confirmed cases of the Delta variant in the county. Coronavirus cases are starting to increase again in southwest Missouri and southeast Kansas. The Crawford County Health Department says they're also starting to see an emergence of the Delta variant.
The one of concern for us is the Delta variant, and not because it's more dangerous, but because it makes the virus more transmissible.
They say this variant makes it even more important to be vaccinated against the virus.
So we want people to be aware. We have had 7 verified cases since June 1st that had the Delta variant. And so it is here, and we just want people to be aware of that fact and to reconsider becoming, vaccinated.
In Newton County, they have 2 confirmed cases of the Delta variant and first found out the variant was in the county through the sewage water.
There have been testing of the wastewater sewage system, and they have found some of the variants in the watershed, the sewer water. And so don't know if that means that there's going to be an uptick in those particular variants. It just really shows us that COVID is here in all of its forms.
Mark Johnson, a professor at the University of Missouri, says they've been collecting water samples throughout the state since last July.
Just collecting wastewater samples from many different places throughout the state and just using them to measure how much SARS-CoV-2 was in the wastewater.
In Newton County, that's been in Joplin and Neosho. Johnson says this method of testing is more efficient.
With the wastewater, we get a pretty rapid readout, and it's not only rapid, but it's also more comprehensive. So, you might get a person that tests positive for India variant. The beautiful part is it doesn't matter whether they got tested or not. As long as they are pooping in their toilet, we'll be able to detect it if they were infected.
In Newton and Crawford counties, Chris Warner, KOAM News. Both Newton and Crawford County Health Departments are urging residents to get vaccinated as a way to gain protection against any variants. No need for protection today, not as hot as it's been the last few days.
I know we deserve the much-needed break from the summer heat and humidity. A good sneak preview of it, Chris. Still looking great for 7th and Rangeline right now, and the numbers certainly tell quite a tale. What looks like a high of 82 actually came at the midnight hour this morning before we dropped to 63 around the morning drive. Then we just hung out in the mid-70s for much of the afternoon once we got our departing rain and thunderstorm chances out of here from this morning. Nothing underneath. Mostly clear skies right now, so we are completely dry in the radar network, and temperatures have fallen quite a bit since we got past sunset. Most of us are in the lower 60s right now, and I do not think we're done dropping off just yet. With dry air working in still, quiet skies and a light breeze out of the south, we'll drop to about 54 in Joplin, lower to middle 50s elsewhere before the morning drive gets underway. Looking great for tomorrow. Plenty of lower 80s with mostly sunny skies for tomorrow. Chris, we'll see if this nice weather holds throughout the week here in a bit.
All right, Nick, thank you. Fire crews battle an early morning fire in Carterville, Missouri. It happened around 5:45 this morning on Elm Street. No word on whether anyone was inside or if anyone was hurt. Of course, we'll keep following this story and provide more information once we have it. A court trial over Missouri officials' refusal to expand Medicaid is underway. Voters last year amended the state constitution to expand access to the health insurance program to hundreds of thousands more low-income adults, including 3 women who are now suing Governor Mike Parson's administration. The governor says he won't expand Medicaid because the legislature refused to pay for it. 2 single mothers and another low-income woman in response sued to force Missouri to provide coverage as called for in the state constitution. The Joplin City Council tonight hearing a presentation on an alternative mode of transportation, scooters. bird scooters specifically. They're looking to come to town. The scooters utilize an app, and that app allows residents to rent the scooters for a short period of time. Now, when the person who is traveling by scooter is done, they leave it for the next rider or to be picked up by a bird contractor for repair or charging. And tonight, the City Council decided to move forward on negotiations with bird scooters. And while scooters may be coming to Joplin, cities like Pittsburgh and Carthage have already adopted them into their communities. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to both Pittsburgh and Carthage city officials to learn if their new transportation option has been a hit or a bust.
Joplin City Council may want to look to its four-state neighbors as it considers partnering with Bird Scooters to bring a scooter program to Joplin. The city of Pittsburgh brought Bird Scooters to town last fall, and Carthage got its scooter program courtesy of the Lime Company up and running just last week.
They've been wildly popular to this point. Most of the riding's been occurring during the evening hours when it's nice and cool out.
Sure, those scooters are the hot new ticket in Carthage, but what about Pittsburgh, where they've been around for a bit?
There's been 4,600 rides from April to today, which is pretty healthy in terms of usage.
Pittsburgh's deputy city manager says the community has come to accept and even appreciate the scooters after first wondering why they were being left around town. The scooters are rentable within a certain area, and the company sends people to pick them up after they're done being ridden.
After people got used to them, they seem to be okay with it.
And Carthage has gotten a jump on the issue of scooters being randomly left around town by creating a scooter district of sorts.
We mapped out locations with Lime to create a historic district where people can ride Lime scooters and go through the Carthage Historic District. They're accessible in our parks.
In Carthage and Pittsburgh, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
Pittsburgh's deputy city manager also says his city's scooter program was adopted when COVID-19 was having a much more drastic effect on how people socialize. He thinks the program will see even bigger growth this summer. Well, harvest is underway in the 4 states. Hay season is in full swing, and with that in mind, the Kansas Highway Patrol wants to remind drivers to use caution when traveling around farm trucks, tractors, combines, or other implements. So they provided these tips. First, don't assume the farmer knows you are there. Most farmers regularly check for vehicles behind them. However, most of their time must be spent looking ahead to stay on the road and watch for oncoming traffic. I want you to pass with extreme caution. When a farm vehicle pulls to the right side of the road, it doesn't mean it is turning right or allowing you to pass. Now, due to the size of some farm equipment, the farmer must execute wide left turns, so allow it plenty of room and time to turn. Be alert to see if they might be turning into a driveway or field. You also need to be patient. Don't assume that a farmer can move aside to let you pass. And finally, pay attention. When not focused solely on the road, motorists increase their chances of a collision, especially if you should come upon a slow-moving farm vehicle. Well, coming up, extreme weather has left death and destruction in parts of the country. We'll have the latest, and later, the league-leading Joplin Outlaws look to maintain their spot at the top as they welcome in Nevada. We'll have highlights in sports. A line of storms is threatening 30 million Americans up and down the East Coast, with watches and warnings posted from Tennessee into the Northeast. The storm system comes on the heels of Claudette, which slammed into the Gulf Coast over the weekend, and as tornado victims clean up in the suburbs of Chicago and in Indiana. Elise Preston has the latest in Nation Watch.
A massive cleanup is underway after a tornado touched down in 2 suburban Chicago communities late Sunday night.
It was 20 seconds of just being really scared and everybody just kind of huddling in the smallest space possible.
This house had its roof and some of the walls completely torn off. It is one of more than 100 homes that suffered damage in Woodridge in Naperville, Illinois, about 25 miles west of Chicago.
This has been a tragic day, certainly for Naperville and for the residents of this community, but it could have been a lot worse.
The storm destroyed the second floor of Bridget Casey's Woodridge home.
My whole goal was to make sure my kids were safe, so that's all that mattered to me.
The National Weather Service also confirmed a tornado touchdown in St. Joseph County, Indiana.
The house just started shaking.
On the East Coast, Claudette regained tropical storm strength as it pummeled North Carolina Monday on its way out to sea. Over the weekend, the storm was blamed for a multi-vehicle crash that killed 10 people near Greenville, Alabama.
The grief is
more than I can put into words.
8 of the victims were children from the Tallapoosa County Girls Ranch, a nonprofit that provides a home for neglected or abused children. They were returning from a week at the beach.
It's a tragedy for Alabama, and it's a national tragedy when you lose this many children.
Ranch director Candace Scully was driving the van and is the only survivor. At least 2 of the young victims in this accident were related to her. Federal investigators are on the scene of the crash looking into the cause. Elise Preston, CBS News.
Volunteer firefighter and his 9-month-old daughter were the other 2 victims of that crash. The Supreme Court dealt a significant blow to the NCAA. The justices unanimously ruled in favor of a group of college athletes that sued the NCAA for violation of antitrust laws. As it stands now, the NCAA allows schools to pay for expenses related to education like tuition and books. However, student athletes don't receive any of the billions of dollars made from ticket sales, television contracts, and the merchandise featuring them. Justice Brett Kavanaugh wrote, quote, "Nowhere else in America can businesses get away with such actions." Later, Player of the Year honors for St. Mary's Colgan pitcher Caitlin Crossland.
Plus a chilly night ahead of us before we warm things up again for Tuesday. We'll see if the nice weather sticks around for the week here in a bit. After several days of an early taste of summer heat and humidity, it was nice that Mother Nature rewarded us with this first Monday of the summer season to feel anything other than a summer day around here. We had a good cold front roll through late last night into this morning. Out ahead of it, definitely good chances for rain and thunderstorms. Fortunately, nothing severe as these storms rolled on through, but for some of you, plenty of lightning probably woke you up at times early this morning. Fortunately, once we got past the morning round of rain and lingering thunderstorms, we just spent the whole afternoon clearing things out, and we've been enjoying mostly clear skies ever since those rain chances cleared out. You can see behind me just about half an inch of rain on the average across the entire area, but along US 54 and around Joplin, radar estimates suggesting some areas picking up almost 2 inches of rainfall, but nothing to worry about this time around. Unlike last night, this is a completely dry view of the radar network with mostly clear skies, holding firm as we go throughout the rest of the night. And not to mention that cold front bringing in the rain and storms certainly lived up to its name. Lower 90s yesterday, early midnight highs in the lower 80s this morning. Then we dropped to 63 by 7 a.m., but surprisingly, an impressive rebound into the mid-70s this afternoon. But ever since we got past sunset, temperatures have been dropping quite a bit, even though it still looks pretty nice and quiet outside of 7th and Range Line. 62 in Joplin with a calm breeze, humidity at 78%, but dew points in the mid-50s. That is a more comfy air mass by far. That's hard to come by late in the month of June, and that's an indication of where temperatures will go throughout the course of the night. So we're not quite there yet. Most spots in the lower 60s, but even at this point, compared to last night, these numbers are running 15 to 25 degrees cooler than, again, where we were at this time last night. We have nothing going on here behind our storm system that's still trying to keep some rain and thunderstorms ongoing from the upper New England area all the way down into the deep south. For us, though, we're behind the cold front with high pressure keeping us quiet and nice for the rest of the night. Not to mention upstairs at the jet stream level. Usually we're under this upper level ridge that keeps us hot and humid for sure, but thankfully we're on the cool side of the jet, so we're definitely going to put the emphasis on cool as we go through the rest of the night, because again, we're not done dropping off just yet. Lower to middle 50s all across the board as we get ready to head back to work in the morning. So overnight lows drop back to 54 degrees with a south breeze to start the day at 5 miles per hour. The rest of the day is looking pretty good. 76 degrees by lunchtime, pushing 81 in Joplin with a south breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Everybody, though, at least into the lower 80s with mostly sunny skies, making for a beautiful Tuesday. Looking at the rest of the week, the upper ridge tries to build back in, but as long as we're still on the cooler side of the jet, we'll hold on to mainly mid-80s and partly sunny skies for Wednesday. Maybe a few storms Thursday with highs back near 90, but once we hit Friday and into the coming weekend, we'll see another good storm system start to work on through. That, it will not only ramp up our rain chances again, but you see in the 7-day forecast, it's going to keep temperatures in check. just where we like them, actually. 81 tomorrow, 85 on Wednesday after we start near 60. Lower 90s, a brief visit to the lower 90s for Thursday and Friday. Then certainly with the rain chances on Saturday, Chris, that will certainly keep temperatures in the mid-80s as we head into early next week.
Well, these are temperatures that I can live with, and I think most people around here can for this time of the year.
And again, numbers like these at this point in June are hard to come by, so we better enjoy them while they're here.
Now, if only summer could kind of just stay like that, that would be fantastic.
If only.
Nick, thank you so much. Well, if you were out and about today, you may have noticed that part of Main Street in Joplin was closed today because of the Great Race. Now, the Great Race is a cross-country old car rally that lasts 1 week, covers thousands of miles. Today, the cars stopped by Joplin 44 Petro to fuel up before heading downtown.
I think everybody should do this that even thinks you're going to, because when this came through Ohio in 2012, we went from Warren, Ohio to Mansfield, Ohio, and then Dearborn, Michigan, and saw the end of it, and we were hooked.
Now, Joplin was the finish line for the third day of the race. It started in San Antonio, and it finishes up in Greenville, South Carolina. The school year is still a couple of months away, but today, incoming Pitt State freshmen got an early look at campus. The university today hosted freshman orientation. Around 100 students showed up for information on college living, meals, chapter houses, the health center, and a number of other topics. The students also officially received their coveted Pitt State IDs and rang the campus bell. Officials say it is a great way to introduce students to PSU. More students will be on campus tomorrow for their orientation. Well, coming up in sports, former Pitt State standout Brett Thompson competes in the javelin at the U.S. Olympic trials. Also, more postseason honors for Colgan pitcher Caitlin Crossland. Jacob Leonard, he's got those details next.
Former Pitt State thrower Brett Thompson is in the javelin finals at the U.S. Olympic trials in Eugene, Oregon. On Saturday, Thompson earned his spot in the finals by finishing 9th out of 24 in the first round of competition. Tonight, the Erie High School product back at it, aiming to keep his Olympic hopes alive. Thompson's season, though, comes to an end. He finishes 12th with a best throw of 210 feet 2 inches. The former Gorilla finishes the year as an All-American and an MIAA outdoor champion. The Joplin Outlaws are still in first place in the Mink League South Division. The Outlaws are 9-6 coming into the night, a game and a half up on Jeff City for the top spot in the division. Joplin at home against the Nevada Griffins tonight, aiming for their 5th win in 7 games. The Griffins get it started in the first. Alec Tellis sends it back to center. Jack Swisher comes home. Nevada takes a quick 1-0 lead. On the mound for the Griffins, dude's a Missouri Southern Lion, Chase Bider. Sweet pickoff move there. Bider, complete game shutout, allows just 3 hits and strikes out 10. Now Nevada tries to add more in the top of the 4th. Bases loaded with 1 out, but Reese Weeks, 2 big-time strikeouts for the Outlaws. He strikes out 8 in 5 innings. The offense, though, not there tonight for Joplin. Outlaws fall to the Griffins 8-0. St. Mary's Colgan pitcher Caitlin Crossland has been named the 2A Player of the Year by Sports in Kansas. Now, Crossland did it all this season for Colgan, leading the Panthers to their 2nd consecutive state championship. Now, the Colgan senior collected 40 hits, including 12 doubles and 8 homers on the season, driving in 40. But she was at her best in the circle. Crossland was 20-2 pitching for Colgan with a 1.45 ERA. She struck out 205 batters on the year. Now, Crossland, not the only one from Colgan earning All-State recognition today from Sports in Kansas. Her teammates Allie and Ashley Marietta also earned first-team honors. Allie at catcher, Ashley in the outfield. And Northeast High School's Shelby Underwood makes the All-State first team as a utility player. In Class 3A, got a lot of Frontenac Raiders here. Pitcher Mia Brown, infielder Heather Arnett, and outfielder Abby Beeman all earned first-team All-State honors today. Auburn commit Riley McNeamer also on the first team as an infielder for the Galena Bulldogs. Now you can check out all of the All-State honorees from Sports in Kansas in this story on KOAMNewsNow.com. Former Oklahoma Sooners star Trey Young playing his first Eastern Conference Finals. Young led the Atlanta Hawks to a Game 7 win over the Philadelphia 76ers last night. to put the Hawks in the East Finals for the first time since 2015. The former Sooner is averaging 29 points and 10 assists per game in the postseason. At just 22 years old, he's posted at least 20 points and 7 assists in each of his first 12 career playoff games.
Yeah, I mean, it's high. I mean, guys, the confidence is still there. The confidence is going to remain the same. We're happy we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but we're not satisfied. So it's great that we're here, but we still got some games to win.
And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
We take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Private First Class Wayne Leake served in the Army during World War II with the 599th AAA Automatic Weapons Battery, his hometown, Fort Scott. We're proud to recognize Private First Class Wayne Leake, tonight's four-state hero. And remember, learn more about other heroes or nominate one of your own. All you need to do is just head over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Reports of planet Venus's death may have been premature. New research from NASA found the second planet from the sun might still be geologically active. Scientists took a new look at radar images of Venus's surface from the 1990s, and it appears they found proof of tectonic motion. They say it looks like the crust blocks on the surface of Venus moved alongside each other like chunks of pack ice. Those are the big pieces of ice, or floating ice, seen in places like the waters that surround Antarctica. Scientists say this discovery about Venus could help them study exoplanets outside of our solar system. More on this study can be found in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. It's a little bit of tectonic activity in the studio tonight with our new look, our new sound. It
feels bigger.
A whole new world. It
does. It's an adjustment, but I like it.
And something adjusting temperatures a little bit in midweek.
Yeah, especially going from the 90s yesterday to the 70s today. We'll go to 81 tomorrow. We start in the 50s in the morning, 85, and nice again Wednesday.
Jacob, last check of sports.
18 local softball players earned first or second team All-State honors today from Sports in Kansas. You can check out the full list on our website.
That's impressive. Gentlemen, thank you so much. That's our time, and thank you for making us part of your night, somebody's night.